In today's video, Iconic Arcade bounces back to life as they have finally released their long-promised Street Fighter II World Warrior survey, so we'll tell you all about that. On top of that, AtGames have finally released their August calendar, and like we anticipated, after July was a month where there were no releases due to network issues, August is absolutely going to be packed. So that's right, guys. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Iconic Arcade as the delivery date is coming up relatively soon. We finally get that survey that was promised a long time ago, and we've got a ton of pinball releases to talk about with AtGames in the month of August. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe. Click the bell for notification, all that YouTube jazz. So guys, there's no nice way to put this. Iconic Arcade has gotten off to a bit of a rocky start due to rumors in the community about potential legal action happening against the company from another company in the community, to delays that were kind of out of their hands. Everybody has gone through the exact same thing with the imposed tariffs going back and forth and the cost increases, but it looks like we're finally getting to that desired finish line after a delay where the cabinets were supposed to come out in June, and now they're coming out in October. Well, one of the things I've known to be pretty critical with Iconic Arcade about was the artwork on the Street Fighter II cabinet. Me, myself, I prefer arcade recreations. I want them to be as accurate as possible. Not a big deal for everybody else. I understand that, but it did raise the question, should they change the art on the Street Fighter II World Warrior cab? And back when they were on my show, and Iconic Arcade, back when they were talking to the community more, we're very public about saying we're actually going to do a survey that'll be sent out to pre-order holders about the artwork on the Street Fighter II cab. But unfortunately, that was all the way back in January and February. We haven't seen anything. That is until today. I want to say a huge thank you to my buddy Jay Pace for actually sending this along to me. Emails went out to the Street Fighter II World Warrior pre-order holders today, basically giving them an update on what the 6 available options are for art and allowing them to take their picks. So, you know, we're finally getting to see some action on that case. For everybody that's been down on Iconic Arcade saying this product's never going to come out, stupid stuff like John D's on a beach with this money, just really dumb stuff, like to other things about this cab's never going to come out because of this legal trouble that no one really has an answer to. All that can kind of be put aside now, and we can get back on track because it looks like Iconic's getting back on track by releasing this survey. So here are the 6 available artwork options for the Street Fighter II World Warrior cab for the pre-order holders to decide upon. Obviously, number 1 is the original Street Fighter II World Warrior art. This is what most people pre-ordered. Me personally, I really didn't like this, mainly because of the Street Fighter II up the side. I thought that was a little gaudy, but, you know, I would prefer something that's much more original. So you move over to number 2, and obviously that's my preferred choice because that's what the original cab looked like, but I understand that's not everybody's cup of tea. I will also say I also really like number 3. I really like number 4. I like number 5, and I like number 6. Basically, I would prefer any of these cabs other than number 1. So you guys now who have the pre-orders, you would have got your email today, you can make your voices heard and decide which side art you want to see on your Street Fighter II World Warrior cab. Unfortunately, pre-orders have since closed. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm still going to be able to get in at the original pre-order price and with free shipping. Hopefully, I can work some magic there, but I might be out of luck. So while this isn't the biggest piece of news in the world, because we already knew about this survey going back 6, 7 months, and it's not that much of an update, I do think that this is really positive news for people excited about the iconic arcade, because it does show some forward movement, so shows some communication from them, which makes me feel a lot more confident about the product and its option to come out on time, at least the second on time date coming up this October. So good news for Iconic Arcade pre-order holders, good news for Iconic Arcade fans. Hopefully this means the company is moving in the right direction. We want to see all these companies be successful, and hopefully they have more product coming up down the line. Moving on now, I do want to move over to AtGames, who have been through a bit of a rough patch, but we do finally have that August calendar after no releases in July. It looks like we're getting a ton of games coming this August, as well as some sales, which is something we haven't really seen from AtGames in the last little while. So guys, I want to move right into the August calendar, and we can get a look at all the games we're going to be able to get our hands on in August. A lot of this is thanks to the fact that nothing came out in July because of all the network issues AtGames have been having. So we start off on the 6th. We're finally going to get the Honor and Legacy Pinball Pack coming from Zen Studios. Then on the 7th, we're getting the AtGames original Firefighter Wildlands, which is actually poetic because we've got some fires, like amazing forest fires, going on here in Newfoundland now. So good timing. Then, of course, on the 14th, we're getting Williams Pinball Volume 9, which was the huge, exciting announcement from Zen Studios last week. This is going to be another global universal launch with this game pack being available not just on Pinball FX, but also on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K and on Pinball FX VR. Then on the exact same day, we're getting another Magic Pixel table, which is Supersonic Deluxe. Then on the 20th, another new Zen Studios pinball pack. Then on the 21st, we're getting Magic Castle Deluxe. Now, the other thing to take away from this is it looks like we're getting weekly sales every single week. So we'll cover those as we go through the presentation. So first up, we've got the Kooky Summer Special on the AtGames Addams Family Pinball Machine. That's the one I have. I really like it. Now, I'm going to emphasize these are sales in the sense that you pay full price for your machine. However, you get exclusive coupons with it that are supposed to be of value to bring the overall purchase price down. You can decide if that's a sale or not yourself. Then we've got the Jurassic Jungle Weekend, August 15th to the 18th, Back to School Bash, August 22nd to 25, and then, of course, Legends Pinball Micro Super Sale down to $399.99. The prices went up on this recently. And then you see the coupons that are included. That's pretty much like the extent of everything. There's a better look at the pinball packs coming out this month. So Magic Castle Deluxe, Supersonic Deluxe are going to be the Zachariah Deluxe tables that are coming out. Firefighter Wildlands is the Magic Pixel AtGames original. And then from Zen Studios, we're getting a bunch of tables. We're getting 2 in the Honor and Legacy pack, 3 in Williams Pinball Volume 9, and whatever we're getting on August 20th, whether that's a single game release or a pack, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, AtGames are back up and running now. However, they did run into some complications last night when they released their new firmware. There seemed to be some kind of glitch because they were asking people for their order verification number or purchase number, and several people were getting locked out of their machines. I'm happy to report AtGames is aware of it. They're offering an immediate fix, and I know not one, but 2 people that have contacted customer support and had their machines turned back on automatically. One, of course, being Christopher Camera, who we talked about on last night's stream. The other one being my buddy Zim. Immediate response, so good job on AtGames getting people back up and running. It sucks that it happened in the first place, but at least you were there and ready to fix it for people pretty much right away. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much all the news I have to cover today. Not a huge update on the Iconic Arcade side, but I definitely think an important update because it does show forward progress at a time when everybody's trying to be critical of this company for some reason, whether it be rumors about all this kinds of stuff. It looks like the company, even though they've been extremely silent, are moving forward, forging ahead, and people are going to get their product relatively soon, hopefully with even better artwork. And then, of course, AtGames getting out of the gutter they put themselves in last month due to the network outages. We're going to get a ton of stuff to talk about this month, and especially, you know what that means? You're going to see me playing a lot of pinball this month, which I'm pretty excited about. That's always a good time, getting to hang out with you guys while I play some pinball. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of today's updates? Is there anything you're really excited about? Are you happy to see some kind of forward movement from Iconic Arcade? Are you excited about all the games coming to the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time.